Yeah, I started. Yeah, what up? What up, YouTube? Let's turn this off.
I want to talk to you a moment about the riddle of our time. We believe in the Earth Church. We believe that the Earth is alive. There's the Earth right there.
What are we listening to?
The Earth is intelligent, conscious. The Earth is made of many other living beings, made of other living beings, made of other living beings, found in the thousands of unnameable animals inside of our guts here at the tables, and all the way back up again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Isn't it incredible? Praise be. The intelligence that follows us, whatever form it takes, might not resemble human beings.
You have been listening to Earth Riot Radio, a production of the Church of Stop Shopping in New York City. Produced and engineered by Jason Candler with original music by the Fiery Eagles of Justice and Reverend Billy and the Stop Shopping Choir. News compiled by Sergeant D with special thanks to Environmental Health Network, Manga Bay, and Fizz.org. Find us at revbilly.com. The Sprouts theme music is Torpedoes on Tuesday by Poison Control Center. The Sprouts is a weekly program produced in collaboration with community radio stations and independent producers across the globe. The program is coordinated and distributed by Pacifica Radio. If you or someone at your station has a radio production that you wish to showcase nationally on
Hey y'all, we
Sprouts,
live.
contact our air traffic
Keep
controller
1 million
Ursula
show.
Freudenberg at URSULA
Please like and
at
share.
pacifica.org. That's
You know we be talking about sports.
at Pacifica.
Views and opinions expressed
Aaron
in this
Rodgers.
program are those of the speakers.
Then
So.
Progress and Haney is fighting December 9th in
Who?
San Francisco.
Who?
Progress. I don't know.
So Shakur Stevenson. What you said lightweight? So is that 130 or 135?
135.
135. Okay. And Haney moved up to 140, right?
Hold on. Okay, Devin Haney's fighting December 9th against Regis Porgeris.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 140 pound
Yeah, he moved up.
lightweight. Yeah, he's the no. It was I was wrong. It wasn't. It was Devin Haney. They took the WC belt from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Devin Haney because he's the undisputed lightweight champion,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going up to 140
Yeah, he moved up, so he had to vacate the title.
to fight.
Because Shakur Stevenson was calling him out after his fight with Lomachenko.
Right. Yeah, they're at 135. Stevenson is.
Yeah. He's probably gonna stay there for a little bit, and then he'll move up.
Yeah, he's with Top Rank now. He's signed with Top Rank. Right. Haney retains the WBA, IBF, and WO belts, but was named champion in recess by WBC. And yeah, Shakur Stevenson, look, he was gonna fight Frank Martin, but then Frank Martin said no for some reason. We're gonna come on in a second.
Yes, we've been waiting for a long, long time. We've been waiting for a long time. But we ain't gonna wait no more. We're getting ready to rock and roll. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a reason.
The Keep 1 Million Show, I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
And it is September 14, 2023. And we got a lot to talk about the NFL and college football and a lot more going on. Thursday night football, 34-21 Eagles right now. And like I said, Philly's looking like they're in mid-season form. Minnesota's trying to come back right now. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're under a 2-minute drive. Minnesota is. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 23, 193, a touchdown and interception. He also had 12 carries for 35 yards and 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, 25 carries, 170 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 131 yards and a touchdown. For Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, 29 for 40, 339 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alexander Madison, the running back, 8 carries for 28 yards. Justin Jeffries, 10 catches, 139 yards. Jordan Addison, 3 catches, 72 yards and a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson, 6 catches, 61 yards and a touchdown. KJ Osborne, 3 catches, 34 yards and a touchdown. It looks like they're going back and forth here. Let's see if Minnesota can try to come back with less than 2 minutes to go. They would need to score a touchdown and an onside kick. But the major news in the NFL was Monday Night Football, as Aaron Rodgers is out for the season.
Yeah.
Torn Achilles in the first 4 plays of the game.
Yes.
He said on his Instagram post that he's going to return, but a 39-year-old quarterback has seen better days. I mean, what do you think about, can Aaron Rodgers come back?
Oh yeah, he can come back. It's going to be some hardcore. There's going to be some hardcore rehab. There's going to be some real hardcore rehab for him, and it's going to be tough. But he can do it, man. He's a Hall of Famer. He can do it.
Right, and the thing is, you know, this is devastating for the Jets because you have now Zach Wilson at quarterback. They did win the game. It was 22-18.
Did they win the game, or did Josh Allen lose the game?
No, 22-16. Yeah, you could say Josh Allen lost the game. He had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and he didn't look good at all. He looked very bad. Yeah. 3 interceptions, 5 sacks. You know, that Jets defense is looking good, but can they turn it up even higher? You know?
Yeah, good question.
Can they get it to Raven status, the 2000 the Ravens, or the, to where you have a game managing quarterback who can just basically not turn the ball over
Yeah.
and not get injured.
They tried that with Mr. Buck fumble, man. They tried that with him.
Yeah, they did.
Sanchez.
Remember the
I mean,
ground and pound.
Yeah, he got to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row, but you still need that just marginally good quarterback, halfway good quarterback to really seal the deal.
Right. Right. And I'm gonna say when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, this may be some of his own medicine. Remember, he comes back from his 3 days of darkness and tells on the Pat McAfee show that when he got out of it, his 3 days of darkness retreat, he's seen all the tweets and the calls and everything about how the Green Bay Packers GM was talking about him and talking bad about him and saying they're going to move on without, getting anything from Aaron Rodgers. Even he says, yes, he's coming back. No, they're going to move on without him. And it seemed like to me he was going with the Jets out of spite. And we know how Aaron Rodgers is. He's very prickly. We know his family issues. We know the women he dates. We know everything about Aaron Rodgers. We know he does the peace pipes, the mushrooms, all that. And if you want to be all that spiritual and everything, one thing you got to do is be intentional with what you're doing. Now, he did say when he came out of that darkness, he was 90% retired. He was going to announce his retirement until he seen what the general manager said. So could this be a bit of medicine? Could this be some universal law, some karma coming into play when you're that deep in the spirituality and whatnot and all of that, crystals and sage and all that? If you're in it, you're in it, right? And if you believe in it like that, that stuff comes back on you tenfold. So I'm not saying that universal law and whatnot, but hey, it could be something. It could be.
He just got his Achilles torn. That's all. He's an older dude that happens, but I ain't gonna say his car, but
the thing is, he did hurt his calf in training camp, and they kind of not swept it under the rug, but kept it quiet. Trying not to make it such a big deal, and it probably was a bigger deal than what they led to believe. And now you have a torn Achilles. He had the surgery already.
Okay.
Got to start the rehab. He says he's gonna come back, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you gotta get that surgery done quick.
Right. Now, in other NFL, news, there was some bad quarterbacks out there. Josh Allen,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, is this because of the only 3 preseason games? Is it because of, I think Burrow was injured?
Yeah, he was.
He came back.
Maybe
You know what I
he might have
mean?
been a little rusty, but Cleveland defense is really good. Oh,
Right.
so yeah, Daniel Jones. Sorry, Giants fans.
Oh,
but,
man,
he is what he what Denny Green, late great Denny Green said he is who he said he
Right.
is, baby.
Yeah.
They gave him all that money. I'm like, why y'all do that? Y'all gotta pay Saquon eventually. But
Well, you see what happened. So the thing is, what happened with Josh Allen? I mean, he wasn't injured. It looked like he was supposed to make his next step. What happened?
play bad. I'm not going to get down on these guys because they played a bad game. I'm gonna see how they play throughout the season, and then judge them on that.
But there was some good quarterbacks. There, you got Brock Purdy, you got
Purdy, Tua,
Tua, you have
Herbert. He played well.
Herbert did good. I mean, they had a duel actually. Miami versus the Chargers, 36-34.
Those two are always gonna be linked because Brian Flores wanted to draft Herbert, says Tua.
Right.
So they always gonna be linked together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm gonna look at the.
Tua's gonna have a great year, man. That offense in Miami is explosive.
Right. No, it is. It is.
He's gonna have a great year.
Tua, 28 for 45, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception. Herbert, 23 for 33, 229 and a touchdown. But Austin Eckler, 16 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he's injured though.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's gonna play or not. But on Miami, Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 215 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I mean, that's amazing. Oh, you was loving that. You was loving that.
Yeah, but I got Joe Burrow also.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And another one, a good quarterback was actually with Jacksonville.
Oh, Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be good. He's gonna have a good season this year too.
24 for 32, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception.
Mm-hmm.
But the rookie Anthony Richardson, 24 for 37, 223 yards, a touchdown and interception on his debut. Mm-hmm. And he also had
the Colts, right?
Yeah, he also had 10 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. They lost by 10, but I mean it's very promising for the Colts with Anthony Richardson. I mean he's an NFL player. He's probably one of the rare quarterbacks that in recent years that you can put in for game one and he's playing like that.
Who was the last one? It was the Colts too, but Peyton Manning?
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna, like all the past quarterbacks in the league, rookies, second year, third year quarterbacks. There's only been a couple that came in week one and just really did good. Usually, it's that whole argument: should you sit them a year? Should you put them in? Should you wait? I mean, this guy, they already knew. Oh, he's going to be the starting quarterback immediately. So, like I said, Zach Wilson, he should have sat. They threw in Baker Mayfield in there. He did good, but then next thing he regressed. You look at some of Josh Rosen, he failed. Who else?
Josh Rosen, he was with the Cardinals, right?
He was with the Cardinals for that one season, and he failed. And they got rid of him, and they brought in Kyler Murray. And you see what happened with Kyler Murray? He did good, but now he regressed. Now he has a torn ACL. So I'm saying, and then on the flip side, you have someone like Love out of Green Bay who sat a full season, and he did good. They won 38-20. He sat. Matter of fact, he sat 2 or 3 seasons.
2 or 3 seasons,
right?
Same amount Aaron Rodgers sat for like 3 seasons.
Right. Jordan Love, 15 for 27, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked 1 time. Justin Fields, they threw him in there, right? 24 for 37, 260 yards, touchdown, interception. He's actually doing way better than he did. Than he did on his rookie season. Mm-hmm. But the other quarterback that did excellent and sat for his year was Patrick Mahomes. Now he didn't have a great game the first game, but 2 Super Bowls, MVPs, breaking records first 5 years.
Jalen Hurts sat for you, didn't he?
Yeah. Jalen Hurts sat, and now look what he's doing. So you got that whole. Do you sit the quarterback? Do you throw him in there?
And did they start Lamar? They didn't. No, because Flacco was there.
Lamar Jackson sat. And then the next season, what happened? Won an MVP. So if you look at it, you can see the difference. But let's say Anthony Richardson is a rarity. that you can put him in there and he's just NFL ready. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna talk some college football and Deion Sanders and what happened with him against Colorado State. Keep it locked right here. It's the Keep 1 Million Show.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Keep 1 Million Show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean Pate.
And we was getting into I'll just leave it. We was getting into college football, and it's some more bulletin material for Colorado. And now their next opponent is Colorado State. They beat Nebraska. And what's going on with my headphones here? But they beat Nebraska. And now Colorado State's head coach, Jay Norvell, is hold on,
Yeah, so the Colorado State coach, Jay Norvell, was talking that smack. He said, when I'm around grown-ups, I take off my hat and my sunglasses, so that can be construed as him calling Coach Prime not a grown-up, calling him a boy, pretty much, which we know can have racial implications and everything. So the way I look at it, the way I take it is, like, sometimes you just need to chill out. You know, I get trash talking and everything, but I feel as though coaches shouldn't trash talk. You're supposed to be the adult in the room, so be the adult in the room. So his comments were a little out of place, and he should just act a little bit more maturely.
Yeah. And what, like I said, give them bulletin material. I mean, they're going to use that. You know, this whole make it personal. They made it personal. You know,
Yeah.
the last game, Shedeur Sanders came off the field, was like, you know, he was telling, Deion was telling Shedeur, like, hey, you don't need to celebrate like that. That's not nice. He's like, oh, you see what they did before the game and everything. They made it personal, stepping on the Colorado, you know, logo and what the coach was talking about, you know, about Deion and everything. And now it's Colorado State's turn. I'm not sure if this is a ploy to sell more tickets or what, but I don't think it's good. And if I'm a betting man, I would bet the over on Colorado versus Colorado State here.
It's kind of like what Mike Tomlin said to his Steelers. It was just years ago. This is when the Patriots were going for the undefeated. And any little thing that anybody said in the media, Tom Brady and the Patriots just used this bulletin board material. And I believe it was Ike Taylor that said something. And Tom specifically said, don't say anything. Let's just go play the game. And then Brady came out just on all cylinders and everything.
Right.
So it's not that you're going. you're scared of the people. You just don't. You already see that they're on the attack for anything that's said. You want to go in and play the game. You just don't want to give them extra fervor and everything. So I mean, but some people can say, hey, you can say what you want, do what you want, just back it up. Which Colorado State's not going to win the game. The Colorado Buffaloes are going to go 3-0. So.
Right, and to make it even worse, and I think this is the main reason why not just the Colorado State coach is upset, but a lot of other coaches are upset, is because there is a top quarterback out of high school from Michigan, Bryce Underwood, a 5-star quarterback, who's going to go to Colorado and watch the Colorado State game, which means he's being recruited by Colorado. He was supposed to go to USC later on this month, and his dad changed plans. His dad's a huge Deion Sanders fan. He played also football and said he played cornerback, and they're excited and they like what Colorado's doing, and they like how Shedeur Sanders is playing the game, and how he knows he can learn from Shedeur Sanders and learn from Deion. And they want to talk to the coaching staff and everything. They've already talked to Deion Sanders, and they're excited about going to this visit. They have other visits with LSU and Alabama and other teams, and USC again later on. But their first visit was supposed to be USC, and now it's Colorado. This is a huge turn of events as far as high school football, recruiting. This is the #1 quarterback for 2025. Now, he's a junior in high school, but when it comes to recruiting classes, when you stack up 5 stars, not just defensive players, but quarterbacks, offensive linemen, running backs, this, that, and you stack them for years to come, Colorado may be a powerhouse by 2025. If this keeps going, if this player is that who he is, and say other players from this school or other players from this region or other players, will go and at least go visit Colorado, I mean, that's half the battle right there for Deion. He's going to reel him in.
Yeah, and you have to realize that state of Colorado is not a breeding ground for football players, so they always had to outsource. Always had to go from outside. And Deion Sanders is an incredible recruiter. So this doesn't surprise me that he's hitting Michigan up and Florida, Texas, and all this stuff. So he's not doing anything illegal. I mean, coaches can get mad if they want, but he's not doing anything illegal. So they just have to catch up with the times.
Right. And this was, remember when Harbaugh was in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They was upset at him for having these recruiting things in different states and different parts of the country, and a lot of old school coaches were upset about it. But now Deion's not doing that. The players are coming to him. He had that whole campaign. You know where I'm at. You know where you can find me. He had the most transfers in college football. 53 transfers, and this is what college football is. This is modern day college football, and a lot of coaches like Nick Saban's upset about it. Other coaches are upset about it, but they gotta deal with their own house, because Alabama just lost to Texas 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
They're ranked 10 in the nation right now. Texas is ranked, top 5. They just got beat by Texas. I mean, what do you think about Alabama right now?
Oh man, Nick Saban's gonna be fine. He's too intelligent of a coach to not be fine. Him and Dabo, they're gonna be fine. They both gonna be fine. I mean, they just have to catch up with the times. I mean, a lot of these coaches are upset because they're losing a little bit of power that they used to have. Because remember, when a player transferred, they had to sit out a year, and sitting out a year, so you would lose your eligibility for a year. Where that's not the case now. You can go right into the portal and pick out a school. So I mean, it's giving the players some empowerment, especially with the NIL deals and everything.
Yeah. And Dabo's another one that's upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
One of his players, was it DJ Uliangale?
Mm-hmm.
He transferred to Oregon State, and now if you look at the Pac-12, they have some of the best quarterbacks in the country.
I can't feel bad for Dabo because I remember what he did to that one quarterback from years ago. I forget his name, Kelly something. He did it. He pretty much like snubbed it. Like he benched him. Then he when the kid went to transfer, he did transfer to Mizzou, and people thought they ended up winning a national championship that year, I believe, and they asked him would he get a ring, and he kind of was really like extremely dismissive. I get him not getting a ring and everything, but he was really like kind of dismissive, almost kind of borderline disrespectful and everything. So I can't have too much sympathy for the dude, man. I mean, he could have been a little bit kinder with his words.
Right. There's some issues with that. They get personal when it comes to when they don't have their way. What these coaches do, and we see what's going on with Colorado. And what I'm going to do is go to the NFL. We're going to pick some games here, and also with college football. So 5 games we usually pick. First game, Ravens, Bengals. Bengals are at home. Cincinnati's a 3-point favorite. Who you got?
Cincinnati.
Okay, I got the Ravens. I think they're gonna roll. They did very good. Let's see if Odell Beckham can get going. Next game, very sneaky good game. Jaguars at home against the Chiefs. Kansas City 3.5-point favorite.
Kansas City.
I'm gonna go Jaguars. I'm gonna get the Chiefs some real pressure. See what happens if they're 0-2. Next game. Matter of fact, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go Cowboys at home against the Jets. Dallas is a 9-point favorite. Are they blowing out the Jets as well?
I'm not gonna say blow out, but I'll take the Cowboys in that.
Unfortunately, I got to take the Cowboys on this one just to be smart, but hopefully the Jets can redeem some respect for MetLife Stadium. And then you have a doubleheader, Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Panthers at home against the Saints, and Steelers at home against the Browns.
I'll take the Browns. I'll take Cleveland and New Orleans.
I got the same. I don't see the Panthers beating the Saints, and how bad the Steelers played. Yeah, that's gonna happen again. So, and then going with college football. Here's a good game. 14th ranked LSU versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State's 2-0. LSU's a 9.5-point favorite.
LSU.
Yeah, I can see LSU winning that game. But you never know.
You never know.
Some upsets always happen.
Yes, they do.
Obviously Colorado State. We're both going to have Colorado. Colorado's a 24-point favorite
Yeah.
in that game, and the coach is talking that much smack. It's just crazy to me. I mean, I don't understand that. Another good game possibly could be an upset. Washington versus Michigan State at Michigan State. Washington's a 16-point favorite.
I'll take Washington. I'll take them.
You take Washington?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Michigan State, but they usually got a great running team. They usually have a great running game. Washington may blow them out. They might. It's a lot of blowout games. I don't see any good games as far as week 3 in college football.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
For college football.
All right.
The Eagles actually did beat the Vikings 34-28. Looks like they tried to come back.
Mm.
They had 14 points in the fourth quarter. They just couldn't do it.
Mm.
They got close.
Mm.
Kirk Cousins, 31 for 44, 364, and 4 touchdowns. That's a great game for him.
Mm-hmm.
But that was on the comeback. He was trying to come back. But Philly was just too good. They kept on cruise control in the second half. I think I picked the Vikings to win that division, and I was wrong. They're 0-2 now. I don't think that's going to happen now, being 0-2.
Yeah, I believe I had Detroit winning.
Yeah, you did. And then when it comes to the Eagles, their schedule looks, I wouldn't say easy, but it's favorable.
Mm-hmm.
Their next 5 games are winnable. I think they're really toughest opponent in the next month, maybe 2 months, is the Dolphins.
Okay.
On the 22nd of October.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Cowboys on the 5th of November.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see them going? Do you see them going 12 wins?
Yes, I can see them going 12 wins. They're going to split with the Cowboys. They're going to split that. And Miami's tough. The Bills are tough.
Their late November, December games are tough. They got the Cowboys November 5th.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs November 20th.
Yeah, it's another tough.
The Bills November 26th.
Tough.
And then the 49ers.
That's the ultimate
on the
right
3rd of December.
The 49ers actually, I've been reading stuff, they actually got that circle. Because they like the way the season ended last year,
Right.
Everybody heard it angers them.
And then right after that, the Cowboys again.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. They got 5 tough games in a row.
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah. You got the Seahawks after that.
Okay.
Then the Giants on Christmas Day. Then the Cardinals on Christmas Eve. Oh, excuse me, on New Year's Eve. And then the Giants again their last game. So
Yeah, the best case scenario is kind of what happened last year. Is like if they win the division and they get the number 1 seed, and then they kind of lax off at not necessarily not play your players, but play your starters the first half and then second half.
That's the number 1 seed schedule. If they can split those 4 tough games in November, December. Yeah, that right there can solidify them number 1 seed. Beating San Francisco, beating the Cowboys, and possibly the Bills. or or the Chiefs. I don't think there will be both of those teams, but either or. And then one of those NFC teams, top NFC teams, Cowboys or the Niners, that's number 1 seed right there. The whole NFL, because those are really your top 6 teams right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so early right now, but still, looking ahead that far ahead. I mean, if that happens, yeah, that's number 1 seed territory.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna come right back. We're gonna get into Coco Golf winning the U.S. Open and some boxing news. So keep it locked right here. It's the Keep 1 Million show.
Yes, sir.
Well, she's third.
She's third.
Coco
Okay.
Golf, yeah. Ida Swiatek is second. She was 1, now she's down now. Ariana Sabalenka. Is that the chick she beat?
Say the name again.
Araya Sabalenka.
Yeah, that's who she just beat.
So how is she? She's number 1
They don't
in the world, and Coco Golf's number 3. But it's a point system, so
Yeah.
oh, she's way down in points. She's like 3,000.
Yeah.
She's at 6,000 points,
Yeah. So,
and Arena's 9,000. She's way ahead of everybody.
yeah, because believe it or not, it's been players that have been like number 13 and win a major. Like the rankings mean something, but
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I didn't understand that. I didn't get that.
I heard that her prize money for winning the U.S. Open was $3 million.
Wow.
She got $3 million for that.
Well, Djokovic's still number 1.
Oh yeah. He won.
He
He
just
won.
won right now the U.S. Open.
Yeah, he won it in straight sets.
Yeah. Wow. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he beat it was like easy money.
That probably is.
Matter of fact, it was his 24th major,
Right.
and he had the Mamba mentality T-shirt.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
All right, so Keep 1 Million show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
Yeah, I'm just looking at something I really never looked at before is tennis rankings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Coco Golf is number 3 in the world.
Yes, sir.
Number 1 in the world is the woman she just beat. Ariana Sabalenka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see it. There's a point system, so I guess she's so far ahead in the points that that's what makes her number 1 in the world. But Coco Golf went up.
Mm-hmm.
She went up a lot of spots to be 3 in the world. So she won the U.S. Open. You
Yeah.
said she won $3 million.
Yeah, she won $3 million.
They may be
for that.
better than the points.
Yeah, I don't think she
Right.
care about the points.
Yeah, exactly.
Matter of fact, Jimmy Butler was up in there. He did a little video. Well, he was doing the ball boy stuff, like
Mhm.
running his ball, and somebody took some. The cameras was on him and everything. Cause he's a tennis fan and he supports her and her family.
But what is up with him and her?
Nothing.
Are they just friends?
Yeah. That dude, he's like.
I know he's older. He's
like,
in his
mad
30s,
older.
but
Yeah,
still.
like, nah, he ain't nothing going on with that. There ain't nothing going on with that. But it's dope. I mean, she's 19 years old. That last 19-year-old to win the U.S. Open, win a major, I should say, Venus Williams. I mean, and Serena won it a little later. They won one a little later. It's like it's a big deal because it's like the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big deal to win a major, and it's big news. It's real big news. I mean, that she deserves it because I've been paying attention to Coco since she was 16 years old, and I've seen her on the cusp. So I believe that it's real tough to win multiple majors, and because Serena has 23, and Chris Everett has 22. So
Right.
you know, you're just like it's either Chris Evans has 22. Yeah, and then I forget how many Steffi Graf has. But these are all time greats. So even to get one is a big deal. And players like I believe Sloane Stephens has 2, Naomi Osaka has 4. So
Right.
so you just it's tough. So I believe she's going to get another major, Coco, because she's really good.
And my thing is, I know Naomi Osaka just had a child and everything.
Yeah, she's,
I wonder when is she gonna come back?
who knows? Who knows?
It's funny. I seen one of the videos after Coco won. They interviewed her. They shouted out Naomi. She was there.
Yeah, she was there.
And they asked her would she babysit.
Oh,
Naomi's
Coco,
child.
yeah. Coco has Coco there.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. But I would love to see that matchup. I think they played each other. Naomi beat her a couple times.
Yeah, it was
You know,
years ago. Yeah.
Right, but now how Coco's playing now,
Well,
do you think she can beat? She could beat Naomi now
Well-
with time. Let's say Naomi got to get probably a couple of years under her belt.
yeah, she would have to let's just say she comes back. She would have to get back in tennis shape and work herself back to it.
Right.
But and that would take maybe who knows how long that would take. Let's just say it take 2 years. 2 years. I can see that being good matchups.
Right. Exactly. And another story before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Shakur Stevenson. He's getting ducked like crazy. Frank Martin. They had papers assigned for the WBC lightweight title, which is vacant. That's from Devin Haney, moving up in weight.
Yeah, up to 140.
So they were supposed to fight, but now it's going to be Edwin de Los Santos. Is going to be the matchup. November 16th in Las Vegas. The thing is, Stevenson at 20-0 with 10 knockouts. You know, his last fight, they was basically calling him the face of boxing. And then you have, you know, the Crawford fight. You have the Devin Haney fight with Lomachenko. This is probably one of the best years of boxing we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was some good.
And it's not over yet because we're gonna have the Crawford rematch.
Oh, Crawford Spence, yeah.
Crawford Spence rematch. You're gonna have the Canelo Alvarez Charlo coming up
Yep.
later on this month. Crawford's talking about, you know, possibly going against Canelo Alvarez after this fight. You know, or Charlo. You know, he was, you know, telling Charlo he's next, so we'll see. But have we ever seen a boxer more ducked than Shakur Stevenson? There's other fighters saying they ducked him. That he, you know, ducked him, and he called them all out on Twitter. And who was the last boxer you seen being ducked this hard?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's a lot of. I mean, we can go way back in the day and say, I think his name was Michael Too Sharp. Michael Sharp. They call him Michael Too Sharp. He was ducked a lot in the lightweight, like the 130s, stuff like that. A lot of people didn't want to fight him. Aaron the Hawk Pryor. You know, a lot of people didn't want to fight him. We want to come up a little bit more recent. You know, the one I can think of is Winky Wright. A lot of fighters didn't want to fight Winky. He had a real, I ain't gonna say awkward style. He had a real tough style of fighting, and he was real technical counter puncher. So real tough. Him to a certain extent, Glenn Johnson. But I say Winky Wright maybe was ducked a lot because Oscar De La Hoya could have fought him instead of fighting Pacquiao. You know, and so before Pacquiao of course got slaughtered and everything, but yeah, Winky Wright was ducked a lot. Glenn Johnson was ducked a lot. Before Bernard Hopkins got real big, he was ducked a lot. You know, some dudes just don't want to fight.
Is it about the money? Is it because the money's not enough?
People said
Frank Martin, they was going back and forth. He was saying he wanted a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Stevenson was like, he knew it wasn't a 50-50 split, and this, and that, and the third. And we know that's rare, a 50-50 split. So
Yeah.
is it because of money? I mean, it's not because of the belts, because it seems like there's so many belts out there.
Nah.
There's so many, people don't
Nobody
want
cares
to.
about the belts.
And also, is it because a lot of these top fighters are undefeated? They don't want to give up that O.
Yeah, they don't want to
Maybe that. I think that's it, and plus the money, because you see, now there's big money fights being made.
Oh yeah.
Couple years ago, there was only maybe 1 or 2 a year. I mean, this year's like 4.
Yeah.
There's gonna be 5, 6 big money fights.
We forgot about Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Fury's fighting Gano, the heavyweight UFC heavyweight champ. He's talking about wanting to fight John Bones Jones. I mean, why? I don't know.
Who, Tyson Fury?
Yeah, he wants to do the UFC route because that's big money.
You want to fight John Bones
That's the reason why it's big money. People want to see who's better in UFC versus boxing right now, and that's the draw. So he even said he doesn't want to fight.
So you get kicked in the face.
That's true. He says he doesn't want to fight heavyweights anymore. Boxing, it's like, are you retired? Are you not retired? Are you trying to do the Mayweather thing? Mayweather, he does some exhibition fights here and there, and that's a lot of money. You have the whole, the Paul brothers.
Oh, Jake and Logan.
Right, and they do their thing, and that's kind of a thing. So it's kind of a weird area in boxing right now when it got the entertainment aspect. You got the Twitter going off like the NBA was. How the NBA beefs on Twitter used to be. Now it's boxing, and it's good for boxing because you have people more engaged, right? Secure Stevenson, though, I think a couple more fights, he will be the face of boxing. He gets this belt, WBC lightweight, and calls out Devin Haney like he was. Remember, he was calling out Devin Haney. He went to the club and bought him bottles. And there was a big sign, the bottle girls come with this big sign, and it said sign the papers. And he sent these bottles to Devin Haney's section. They had it on video and everything. Next you know, Devin Haney moves up to 140. If he wins this WBC title, do you think there would be a huge people really want to see Haney versus Stevenson? Or Stevenson wins the WBC title? Because now it's like, hey, you're not undisputed anymore. You're not the undisputed lightweight. I have your belt. Do you want it back? Do you want to be undisputed? I think that's that's the ploy that they're trying to make to have Stevenson and Haney fight.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, that could be. If I was Haney, I wouldn't move back down. I'd make him move up.
But here's the thing: if he moves up, then the titles are null and void.
Yeah, but
you're not gonna fight for the lightweight championships because they're not. It's not 140. It's 135.
Yeah, I mean, but Haney already been there, done that. So. It's up to
So you think Steve Singh move up to 140?
Yeah, move up to 140. Go fight junior welterweight and see what's up. I mean, like you said, it seemed like he ducking him. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Right, and it's gonna be very interesting this last few months for boxing and next year because there's gonna be a lot more fights next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see a major Stevenson fight. Either Haney or somebody else. Maybe Martin will come back or somebody. But we have Crawford versus Spence 2. That's going to be in December. We also have the Canelo Alvarez Charlo fight, Tyson Fury Gano fight.
Yeah.
So boxing is boxing's at an all-time high.
Yeah.
So hopefully boxing
fans
will love it.
Yeah, I'm a boxing fan. This is what we're
Right.
clamoring for. This is what we wanted. So we'll see. And then don't forget that rematch with Spencer Crawford. That'll be sometime next year.
Right.
So
No, it's in December. It's
that's
December 9th.
Oh man, that's that.
Yeah, because it was already set. If all Spence had to do, or the loser of the fight, what had to do was just enact the clause.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It was all right.
Yeah, it was already in the contract, so it was a 2-fight contract.
Okay.
Yeah. One last thing. This is interesting in the NBA. The Board of Governors unanimously voted Wednesday to approve tougher resting policy rules and punishments for star players who sit out games, including those on national TV and the new in-season tournaments, as well as multiple all-stars sitting out together for regular season games. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and the players' participation policy is something that the NBA, the National Basketball Players Association, and individual players and teams all want to return to that principle that is an 82-game league. The rule would ultimately give the league office authority for greater oversight over discipline for missed games and the ability to fine teams more than $1 million for each instance of violating resting rules. This is from ESPN.com. As the league negotiates a new media rights deal, Silver has been determined to increase player participation. The league's goal is to strengthen its initial player resting policies and that was adopted in 2017-2018 season, and the rules to mandate player participation in 65 regular season games to be eligible for postseason awards.
Yeah.
What this means is the Clippers are on notice. That's what this means.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and other players as well, but it's mainly, this is the Kawhi Leonard rule.
Pretty much.
Because, yes, he was injured the past couple of seasons. But when he was quote-unquote healthy, he still didn't play. He's been doing this his whole career. And Paul George has done it. A lot of players have done it.
It was started with Popovich.
Right,
Popovich
yeah.
used to do that with the Spurs. And I remember one time Spurs were supposed to play the Warriors some years ago. We was to borrow a couple of my cats to go see it. And literally Popovich was resting he rested like all the stars and whatnot. He was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" So you could call it the Popovich rule as well.
Yeah, I remember that. A lot of national games against the Lakers, against, regular season games, when they already won, their division or won, the Western Conference. I get when you sit players to rest before the playoffs, a couple games like the NFL does with the last 2 games of the season or the last game of the season, you'll rest, a few of your starters or maybe most of them. But say in the middle of the season, when fans pay all that money to go see certain players and next they're sitting there, in street clothes. Yeah, that's bad. And it looks bad for the NBA and it looks bad, for that team. So yeah, this is a great thing because now this makes these players have to play. And with that being said, I'm Dwayne.
Sean Fay.
You got Sean with me. This is the Keep 1 Million Show. Please check us out every Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. And look us up on YouTube and on Instagram. And we are publication of Desert Soul Media. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back next week.
Yes, sir.
Keep 1 Million Show.
Deuce.
An Evening with Audra McDonald on September 22nd.
Get a third hour.
Deuce, y'all.